People of all different backgrounds are curious about you. No matter who you are, they want to connect with you. No matter, you know, how you're seen in the outside world, there's another narrative waiting for you in the playa. My number one rose at Burning Man, y'all could have probably guessed this, but it's the people. Hello there, and welcome to Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum is a realm of actualization. I make everything from films to burner videos to, I don't know, Japanese sketches, you know. It's a good time. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate having you here. The first person I met, like the first friend I made at Burning Man, I just like sat on the bus. This lady came, she sat next to me. She brought cornbread for everyone. It was really lovely, and I thought she was cool, but I was kind of like really shy. It's like, oh my God, I'm on a bus all by myself. I came here on a plane by myself. Like, I'm kind of like freaking out. Like, what am I doing, low-key? And I was like listening to my music, and I was like, wait, let me tune out of my music and like tune into the rest of these folks. Cause like everybody started talking to each other on this bus, and to me, that was like a very foreign experience. Like, what's going on right now, you know? And started talking to her, and she was like a psychedelic shaman who had so many shared common interests with me, and who told me for the first time about maps and all of these different beautiful resources within that realm. And she told me about her shamanic practice and you know, why she loves coming to Burning Man and how long she's been coming to Burning Man and how it's different and has changed and, you know, is new in fun and exciting ways. And she is like a vet, and it's like, oh, okay. That was my first impression, was from a vet. And I was like, this is one of the most beautiful people I've met ever, you know? And that was the first friend I made at Burning Man. Not even necessarily like a magical magnetic attraction, but you'll be like magnetized to these certain places by certain events. You know, there are queer and trans camps that I was immediately attracted to when I got to meet the most beautiful people. And, you know, in a way that's a very real magnetism. You know, I was magnetized to these places where my people were just like totally waiting for me. And, you know, in the outside world, you think, okay, there's my people and everyone else. But at Burning Man, you kind of low-key feel like all of these people are my people. We all decided that this is a thing, you know, just meeting up in the desert and throwing a party, and that's kind of totally ridiculous, but we believe it is a thing, so it is. Because it's not just a revelatory environment, but it's like a magnetizing environment. So I was like warned by some people, like burners can be mean, they can be rude, they can be like really upfront, and that wasn't my experience at all. Because like, I'm not really mean or really rude or anything like that, so I just really attracted people to myself who were just like me in enough ways and very different from me in others. It was awesome. I experienced people being helpful, kind. I had incredible conversations with folks, and you know, you'll have an amazing conversation with somebody and you'll just never see them again. And that's, you know, some of the magic of it. Once you go there, you are like, wow. For me, it was like, these are the people I've been missing like my entire life. Just like talking to folks, you know, talking to folks you've never met. It's like, where have you been my entire life? Like, wow. You strike up a conversation with somebody at Burning Man, and you really sometimes get the feeling that you've known them your entire life. It's like this surreal feeling, and then you'll meet like 5 people that day like that. And it's like, huh, I guess the world ain't so bad after all. For the most part, you feel way less of an in-group, out-group type of a feel. People, when you pass them on the road, oh, I love the people, you guys. When you pass people on the road, it's not like a whip out my cell phone, you know, I'm gonna try to avoid this. It's like, hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. When I was like waking up for the first time and like walking to the porta potties for the first time, and all of these kind, friendly people were like, good morning, like top of the morning. That was like such a new feeling for me. I was like, what is going on? They're not avoiding me. They're not avoiding eye contact. You know what I mean? And you know, for that to be the norm, like the person looking down at their phone to avoid eye contact, for that person to be a little out of line, you know, it's pretty cool. Not saying you can't do that, but I'm the type of person that likes to look at other people and say hello. So yeah, speaking of people, shout out to my DC burners. Shout out to my Camp Contact burners. Shout out to all my black burners. If you guys are looking for accounts to follow on Instagram, there is a beautiful, beautiful account that is dedicated to burners of color. NAAC burners. Give them a follow. They're burners of color. They're super awesome. Y'all, people of color at Burning Man, it's just, meeting them has been one of the highlights of my life. So has been meeting other people in the queer and trans community. Y'all are out there. You guys, Burning Man is like a third non-hetero, which makes it the largest ratioed population of queer and trans people, LGBT people, etc. in the country. A third is really high. So for me, just being out there for the first time, I was like, wow, this is like the queer, apocalyptic, futurist desertscape of my dreams. It is so dreamlike to be out there and just, you know, you see yourself and so many other people. When I was biking past people, you know, I was biking past other beautiful black women and they were just screaming at me like, melanin! And it just felt like, felt so good, you know, it felt so beautiful to acknowledge the melanin in each other. And I was like, hell yeah, melanin. But, you know, it's a good time. People of all different backgrounds are curious about you. No matter who you are, they want to connect with you. No matter, you know, how you're seen in the outside world, there's another narrative waiting for you in the playa. And that's regardless of, you know, what you may bring to the table in a stereotyped context. So I just had so much authentic and genuine connecting with the people of Burning Man. I love you guys. I love you so much. You make it worth it. If it was just a bunch of like, if it was just like a bunch of people, like music festival people, or we were just like all there to like listen to music and like not look at each other and not talk to each other and not connect, it would be a very different story. But Burning Man is not that at all. Burning Man is like so much connecting and relating and learning how to connect and relate more efficiently and better and more wholesome and more healthily. Yeah, if I've had to pick the thorn that has had the greatest impact on my life, it is that revelatory environment. I mentioned this when I was talking about the couples curse, but I've also gone out there with friends, and what's revealed to you can be jarring, can be shocking. There's no way to prepare yourself for what you see in other people. And again, it could be good, it could be bad. I've unfortunately seen people like totally lose control of themselves and their ability to handle substances. And you know, I've seen people get injured and hurt, and it can be really sad. It can get super dark. That's all part of the trip. You know, you get to create it. It's all your own creation. And it's all about the time you want to have out there, you know? What expectations are you setting for yourself, you know? For me, I want to have adventures. I want to be safe. I want to have fun, and I want to connect with people. So that's what was waiting for me. Some of my most popular videos on here have been my videos about Burning Man, so I am down to make more. If that's what you guys want to see, please let me know. It's like one of the most important experiences I've had in my life. Like top 5, top 3, going to Burning Man, being a burner. And it's just such a beautiful time. I can't even describe it in words, even though I've tried to do that for like 5, 10, 15 minutes. It's still really hard. If you want to go to Burning Man, you know, comment why you want to go to Burning Man. And you know, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.